and welcome into the Remix. I'm Brianna Pitts. Looking for some holiday toy ideas? CBS News Boston's Chris Tanaka spoke with a toy insider to find out about the hottest gifts.
All right, it is the holiday season. Santa can't bring all the gifts. Parents, maybe you need some ideas, but we've got you covered, especially for just having a hard time deciding on what to get. This right here, oh my goodness, Toy Insider's contributing editor, Charlene DeLoach, with the top 5 gifts. You've already got one with you. Stitch.
Right? Yeah, this is the real FX Disney Stitch from a company called Wow Stuff. And it blends puppetry and animatronics.
Yeah.
Over 100 different sound and motion combinations.
Really?
So I haven't even turned them on yet, but he makes really cool sounds and motions. And
Yes. Yeah. I love this because the combination of things. One, it's manual, it's physical, and kids are playing with it. It's not just digital, but it seems that you've got a little bit of animatronics there to kind of sate that Jones.
Exactly, and it's not just another plush toy. It's something now that kids can interact with. Maybe they can do TikTok videos and Instagram reels, but then maybe even put on shows for parents in the house. So it adds this added creativity and play factor, and of course he's really cute.
I have to put my hand in his mouth. Oh my gosh. Technology is always a big thing.
Yes.
Are you noticing any trends as we take a look at the next toy? This is by Play Eye.
It's Play Eye.
And this is Poe.
Poe, the AI story bear from Skyrocket.
Okay, so here we go. This is a blending.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And so basically Poe takes kids' creativity and turns it into personalized stories. Wow. So how it works is that there's an app. Yeah. Kids can select their different, genre and scenes. So we'll just do, say, preschool. And then they can choose their different characters that they're going to put in the story. And then basically Poe takes what the kids have selected and creates a customized story in 20 different languages.
Wow.
In a magic wood lived a small bug named Lulu and a soft bunny named Benny.
This is amazing.
Right?
We've come quite a far ways from Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah, and there's play-safe technology, so parents should be a little reassured about the AI piece of it. Yeah. There's no personalized content, but it's a really great way for kids to sort of have that creativity in this new digital age.
If you want to make stuff, sticker maker, very cool. Kids love stickers.
Exactly, and this is a Bluetooth-enabled sticker printer where kids can create their own customized stickers, but no ink is required.
Wow.
Which is amazing, right? And then kids can use their phone and create a custom sticker that, as you can see right now, is coming out.
Oh, this is amazing.
And then they can color on it, they can use the library or anything that they've created, and...
Look at you. Oh my God. I will have to say, this one, not only lending itself for creativity, but also a lot of mischief.
Exactly. Someone's face pops up, just have a good time with it. So.
Mom wakes up, you snap a picture. And next up we're going vinyl. We're going old school.
Right. So
vinyl is back.
It really is. And so why not let the little ones have fun with it too? So this is the Rockin' Record player from a company called Mattel. And basically kids have this turnstile. There's different records that are also double-sided, just like the records that we know, the sleeves. Wow. And then put it on just like records that we would know. And the music starts to play. There's pop, there's country.
You know what?
Classical.
It is, obviously this is going to skew a little bit younger.
Yep.
But what always fascinates me as a parent is how our children and kids in general kind of emulate and imitate what you do.
Absolutely.
So if mom or dad's an audiophile and loves having their records, they don't have to worry about the vinyl getting scratched by their kids.
And then you're kind of also, not only is it fun and cute, but yes, you're kind of actually teaching them this appreciation for music.
Yeah, kids love robot partners too.
Right?
Yeah,
this
and you've got
really
one.
Fun.
This is fun.
Yes, exactly. So this is Hexbot Gecko from a company called Spin Master. And this basically is a robotic gecko that kids can actually play with in different ways. And one of the fun ways is actually it can scale walls.
Oh my gosh, like a real gecko. Oh, that good. Whoa. It moves like a real gecko, that's for sure. Is this an industry trend where we're starting to see it come back around, where there's this manual interactivity?
Exactly. I mean, I think it's always been there, but I think now the industry is really trying to sort of teach parents as well that it goes beyond just what they do. So I love to sort of see, especially like go on Instagram, go on TikTok, and see how people are playing with the toys to get ideas as parents. Because yes, we sort of see all those toy lists, right? Even the Toy Insider has their hot list. But what else can the toy do in addition to what it says on the box? Is a really fun way to inspire, especially after the holidays are over. And it's sitting on the shelf and you're like, why are these kids not playing with it? Go online, look into it, and then sort of reinvigorate the toy. You'll see that longevity of play. And believe it or not, one of my favorite things in all these things here, like I said, are kind of multi-generational. So in other words, you're playing with Stitch, but now you're putting on a puppet show with your family, right? Now you're talking about stories and talking about AI with your kids, right? You're creating stickers together. Maybe you're having a dance party. And of course, you can prank mom and dad with.
Yeah, exactly. And another theme of all these is that they inspire imagination, which is great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Charlene Deloach is the contributing editor for Toy Insider. I love all of these. Thank you so much for giving mom and dad some great ideas for the holidays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, he is a fashion icon and widely known for his hit show, Shark Tank. And this week, Daymond John was in Boston for an invite-only event called An Evening with a Shark at Big Night Live. John is the founder of the clothing brand FUBU, and for 16 seasons, he's been helping entrepreneurs succeed on the show Shark Tank. John says it's essential to keep everyday people building businesses.
I think it's important to help future entrepreneurs because they're the thought leaders. They're the people who don't get bogged down by whatever party you're part of, whether it's this 4 years or 40 years after. They're about solving problems. They're about bringing joy to people. They're about employing people. They're about investing in their communities, mentoring people. I think that they're problem solvers, and that's why I'm an entrepreneur, and that's why I think entrepreneurs are the ones that really run the world. And I find that networking, no matter what, is the most powerful way of extending your brand. Because I always say, you got to use OPM, and OPM is other people's mind power, manpower, manufacturing, marketing, mentors.
John says his favorite investment on the show has been Bomba Socks, which has not only done well financially, but also donates socks to those in need. Still to come on the remix, cooking up something cozy for those cold winter days. Chef Erin Miller cooks up a Dutch baby dish, and we'll take you step by step on how to do it yourself.
What's up? I'm Daymond John, and you're watching The Remix.
Hey, it is the Remix's Restaurant Row. We're featuring chefs from around the area, showing you how to do things in the kitchen that they can do, but that we can now make at home. We're joined now by Chef Erin Miller from Urban Hearth in Cambridge. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciate what you're doing, because what you do at your level is something most of us cannot do at home. So today we're doing a Dutch baby, which is like perfect for the season.
Not a baby in a pan?
No, thank God.
Thank goodness. This is a recipe that I keep on hand all season long in my refrigerator. This is something my teenage son likes to make on his own.
Wow.
It's basically pancake batter. This is a crepe batter.
Okay.
You can mix in a blender, you can mix it by hand. It's got 5 ingredients. You can make it sweet, you can make it savory.
All right, so let's dive right in here. What's step number 1?
So the dish itself, there's nothing fancy about this. It is flour and eggs, things you have in your larder. So we're going to start with melting butter in a cast iron pan.
That's always a great way to start.
One of my favorite kitchen tools, cast iron pan.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something a little special. I'm going to brown the butter.
Okay.
You don't have to do this. If you're feeling super fancy, bacon fat.
Okay.
Be really good too if you want to make this savory. We're going to brown it, which means we're going to toast the solids, the proteins in the butter, just to make them toasty and nutty. While that's happening, we're going to mix up our pancake batter or our crepe batter.
Sure.
We're going to start with our eggs.
Okay, so far
eggs.
Everything I see is stuff you got at home.
On hand, right?
Yeah.
Eggs and milk.
Yeah.
If you are not a dairy drinker, oat milk, almond milk.
Okay.
Right? You can even do this in your blender.
Chefs love cast iron. Why?
Conducts heat really well.
Oh, okay. That's simple.
It conducts heat really well.
Okay.
Easy to clean, easy to maintain.
And
it can be intimidating for people.
yeah.
It's also something that lasts forever. This is a pan that I've had for probably 15, 20 years.
Oh, I love it. What's your heat here?
So I've got it on moderate heat. It's about, low to medium.
Medium,
because I
medium, low.
don't want to burn the butter. I want to just gently get the solids toasting. And it's starting to smell a little nutty. You can see a little bit of browning.
Oh, wow.
It's harder to see on the black surface, right? But it's just starting to brown.
It is literally turning
The
brown.
one thing you got to be cautious about with cast iron is since it does conduct heat so well, it holds heat really well.
Gotcha.
So I could let it get nice and brown and then turn the heat off. And because of the residual heat in that pan, it'll go over.
Good.
So I might go ahead, turn that heat off now. Because
Okay.
the residual heat in this pan is going to continue to cook
Okay.
while I finish up my mixture here.
Can we do this if we don't have cast iron at home?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any old pan will do. Any
Yeah.
old pan will do. So a little bit of salt. I'm going to mix in my flour. And
This
because
is just a simple batter.
simple
Making
batter.
it with a simple
Mix
whisk.
it up a little bit, add some rye flour. Make it a little bit more fun.
Okay.
Just beat it till it's smooth.
Yeah. This is like making pancakes on a
This is
Sunday
making
morning.
Pancakes on a Sunday morning. Our brown butter is ready. We're going to take our simple pancake batter and pour it right in.
Right into the
All
butter.
right. I added some thyme in there. Whatever herbs you have on hand, you can
Okay.
toss in or not. Right? Like I said, this is something my 15-year-old does at home.
Yeah. So far, this is
Right.
very easy.
Yep. And now it's going to go right from the stovetop into the oven.
Okay. So you'll cook this in the oven how long and at what temperature?
At a fairly high temperature,
Okay.
425 degrees.
Oh, that is high.
Yeah, for about 18, 20 minutes.
Okay.
And it will souffle. It will puff up because it's got a pretty high egg and liquid ratio to the flour. So it's
Yeah.
going to get nice and big and souffled. And then as soon as you take it out of the oven, it's going to go, which is great. That's what you want.
And
so
you're going to put that into cast iron straight into the oven.
straight into the oven.
If people, again, don't have the cast iron skillet at home, what do they use if they're using a nonstick? Is there a transfer?
Just a nice
little casserole dish?
casserole
Something like
dish.
that?
Yeah, you can use anything that can go from stovetop to oven.
Okay, perfect.
All right? So this is one that we prepared earlier that's already fallen.
Yeah.
But you can see how it's made this wonderful crispy reservoir to put good things on, right? So we've got a couple different cheeses, some things that I had in my refrigerator
Yeah.
that you might have. Some of them you might have in yours, some maybe not. So a little goat cheese. You can imagine you've
Sure.
got some friends that have come in from the cold. They've taken their coats off. You've got a bottle of wine. You've got your nice Dutch baby here. You're going to crumble some goat cheese on top. Everybody's got their glass of wine and the napkins and forks ready.
Yeah.
All right. And then these
That's
are,
beautiful.
this is my new obsession this year. So these are local cranberries and some habanero peppers that I got from Kitchen Garden Farm. And then I covered them with raw honey.
Oh my
And
gosh.
they've been fermenting for a couple weeks. And it did this really super cool thing where the honey, basically as it ferments, the yeast eats up the sugars.
Yeah.
And it becomes less sweet. And it kind of ferments the fruit. And it makes this beautiful liquid.
It is beautiful.
That's still, honey is super floral.
Yeah.
But it's also just really unctuous and tart and sweet. And so
Oh
we're
my
going to add
gosh.
some of that on there and some of these chilies on there. Right? And now I've got something.
Color is
And the color's beautiful
just
and it's festive.
amazing.
But
It really
canned
is.
cranberry sauce, why not?
Okay.
Right? I mean, you could do anything. A little
Right.
bit of jam, whatever you have in-house.
Yeah.
Will do.
And what are you looking for the flavor? A little bit of sweet, a little bit of tart?
Yeah, always looking for balance, right?
Yeah.
But it's really what you love to serve.
All right, so chef, beautiful now. I mean, this thing is a work of art, but the best part is eating it.
Yeah, so your friends are all around the table or the counter in the kitchen, even
Yeah.
better, right? And you've all got your plates, and now you just dig in, because when you're with friends, why not eat with your fingers, right?
So once the cast iron cools, it'll go straight to the table.
Yep.
And again, this continues this theme of approachability and
just
not
grab a
being
piece.
not being too serious.
Not being too serious.
Yeah.
Forks and knives are optional.
Right. You can cut it up if you want, or you can just slap it on a plate and just
Right.
have a great night of conversation amongst friends. And
Exactly. Get
you get
some
to
of
brag
that
about
goodie
being
in
able
there.
to bake up a Dutch baby.
baking up the Dutch baby.
Amazing.
Exactly.
All right. Chef Erin Miller, thank you so much for sharing this very approachable, doable Dutch baby.
Yeah.
And of course, continued success at Urban Hearth.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to having you come in.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Well, from delicious food to tasty tunes, coming up on the Remix, we talk to the shimmer pop band Moody Joody and their musical influences and rising stardom.
Hey, I'm Hazlitt, and you're watching The Remix.
Well, out with their debut EP this fall, shimmer pop band Moody Joody is living up to their name. CBS News producer Felicity Otterbein caught up with them fresh off their fall tour to learn more about what makes their album and sound so unique.
It's been like a lot of fun to see how the songs kind of like come to life live too, especially because like we were a band for 3-4 years before we ever actually like got to go on the road with the music. So it was very much like a studio project in the beginning. So to like see how the songs translate and like morph live has been a lot of fun, and also like has been inspiring like the new music in a way that like is a little more like band centered, and it's just like it's been cool to see.
Earlier when you were all introducing yourself, you all clarified that you play live. Is there a difference when, like, do you have other people that come in?
Well,
it's all Andrew does. Yeah. Yeah, he plays literally everything.
well, there will be times like I'll have people play drums on stuff sometimes, like on the recordings, and other instruments. Like we've had someone play saxophone on something in the past, or like strings. But for the most part, like, yeah, I play everything on the albums.
I'm not trying to take credit for the guitar on the recorded version.
That's why we're very
like live.
That's so cool. How did you all find each other?
Kayla and I met in a group chat. Like when we both first moved to Nashville, we got put in a group chat of a bunch of girls who were new to Nashville, just trying to make friends. And then
we ran
got
into each other like
and
at a show, and then got coffee and schemed and
yeah
for years, and then now we're here. Andrew and I met at a Pale Waves concert. So
yeah, just through a mutual friend.
Yeah,
and
we
started working together.
Yeah, and then
yeah
the band came together like a couple years later, and we gave
And the rest is history.
Yeah,
that's it.
And who do you think will relate the most to this EP?
That's a good question.
Anyone existing.
Yeah, we hope literally every single person.
Yeah. Anyone who's ever had to work a job they hate nonstop, anyone who's had a forbidden love or unrequited love.
You described the El Camino High song as a perfect accompaniment for like a sunset drive, and like one of my favorite songs that you guys have is Velvet Connection. I listen to it all the time. And it's one of my favorites to just drive in the car with the windows down. But I'm trying to find like, what is it about that sound that generates that feeling of like, almost like a movie montage?
That has been kind of from day one.
Yeah.
We've always been like windows down, sunset drive type of band. Like that's always kind of been the feeling we want to create.
It's actually interesting because like I famously like just drive for so long, like with no destination, like, and just listen to stuff. And like a lot of those times I'm like listening to the stuff that I'm working on and like thinking of ideas, because I like to like hear them in the world like that. I don't know, it's weird. But like we literally, but I like feel that because when I'm driving, like I want it to hit right. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe that makes its way in there somehow, but.
Do you have plans to come to Boston anytime soon?
We will be
there in late winter, spring.
I think March.
We just played House of Blues Boston
with Mr. White.
a few weeks ago.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I didn't know.
It was actually our favorite show.
It was like our favorite show.
It was
We're so
fun.
excited to be back in Boston.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. It's a really fun venue over there.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Cool. Well, I'm really excited for you all. Thank you again for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Well, mothers joining forces to raise each other up. Coming up on the Remix, the group offering community and support to moms of all ages. Well, the Chamber of Mothers is a nonprofit organization uniting moms around the country. They are working to change policy and culture. We have with us here today Anna Ferreira and Lauren Hart Clancy from the Boston chapter. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Joining us on the couch here. So there is more than 100,000 members here, 35 local chapters. We'll get into exactly more of what the Chamber does in a second, but I just first want to ask you to share your personal stories about why you wanted to join and get involved.
Awesome, thank you. I'll start.
Okay.
So I got involved really because I was compelled, like really compelled to make change after a couple years ago after the tragedy in Duxbury. I had a 1-year-old, a 4-month-old, and I really just also with undiagnosed PPA twice without even knowing it. I needed to make change and I needed to do something different. I needed to shed light on the maternal health problem that is happening around us. So I found Chamber of Mothers and here we are today.
And Lauren?
So I was a first-time mom in 2021 when Chamber of Mothers was founded, and I had been following some of the founding mothers already on social media, and so when I saw this come together, I was immediately compelled to join the mission, having a background in public health, really passionate about advocacy and education, specifically for maternal and child health improvements. This was something I just was really called to do and had to get involved.
So the Chamber started back in 2021, like you just said,
yes.
And this was by a group of moms who were really upset when Congress cut the paid family leave from President Biden's proposed Build Back Better legislation. And so it was literally like this grassroots effort of just moms getting together. It's really grown. So for someone who's never heard of you guys before, if you can just kind of explain like what the Chamber is and what it is that you do.
Sure. So like you said, that was really the rallying cry, was that paid leave getting cut from the budget. And so these founding moms came together, forming this organization around 3 main pillars of focus. So what those advocacy pillars are is paid family leave, as well as affordable childcare and improving maternal health outcomes. And the hallmark of the organization is actually having local chapters like ours in Boston to work on these efforts grassroots. At the state level. So what we're doing is trying to create community and connection here locally while working together to make change here in Massachusetts. And we currently, like you said, have 35 local chapters. We're trying to grow nationwide.
If someone was to join a local chapter, what can they expect? What kind of work would they be doing? If you can just kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, definitely. So our local chapter here in Boston, we meet every other month, and that's in person and virtually, so it's a mix. And our in-person meetings, of course our virtual meetings are special, but our in-person meetings are just so special because the main focus of those meetings is to build community. Moms, our members, they come because they just want a safe space to support each other, to tell their story. And one of the exercises that we do every single meeting is our intro, like who you are, who you care for, but more importantly, what is the one word that drove you here tonight, or that drove you to this meeting? And that one word really amplifies the room. I mean, it's everything from anger, frustration, to support, community. So that exercise really just helps everybody open up and come together. So the main focus of our chapter is to provide a safe space for our moms locally, of course, to create change and take action.
So the key is there's no minimum requirement for being involved. We completely understand that moms are busy, we have little time as it is. We want you to be involved regardless of what you can contribute. You're going to be in different seasons of your life and in your parenting journey, and whatever you can do, we're grateful for. So come to connect, come to meet other moms, or come to take action, and we're grateful for all of it.
There's something when you log on to your website, all of your social media accounts, and you'll see it everywhere. It says, "The mothers will save us all." And if you can just kind of talk about that phrase and what it means to you.
Yeah. So the Mothers Will Save Us All, what that means to me is, honestly, it means that we haven't had a voice. We haven't had a seat at the table to tell the world what we need. And what we're doing at the Chamber of Mothers is we're speaking up, and we are telling everybody what we need, and we will save us all.
We get things done.
We
That's
do.
For sure.
We get things done with no sleep, with all schedules packed, and no time. So that's what that means to me.
Okay, ladies, Anna, Lauren, thank you so much for coming in. So happy to have you here and hear you share your stories.
Thank you
for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on The Remix. We'll be back next week for more lifestyle, community, and entertainment news.